very odd when she's gone.
Alone at last. Can we survive? Is there life after Sally?
Well, I'll miss her, but I'm looking forward to it. Just think of all that freedom. We'll be able to run naked through the house, scream and shout, have blazing rows, make love in broad daylight on the living room floor.
In the kitchen, in the garden.
On the roof.
I had no idea you were so ambitious. If I'd known Sally was stopping us doing all that, I'd have sent her to boarding school years ago.
I love you.
I don't know why. I'm a monster.
Oh, maybe I've got a thing about monsters.
I don't think you realized what you were taking on. A bad-tempered painter with no money and a neurotic daughter.
Sally was never neurotic.
Ah, so you do think I was bad-tempered and broke?
I couldn't believe my luck.
My mother was always quoting Shakespeare at me. She said I should thank heaven fasting for a good man's love.
No wonder you don't get on.
It's the only time I've ever agreed with her. Ah, thank you. Do you think Sally was neurotic, actually? I think losing her father hit her very hard, only she blanked it out. You've been wonderful with her.
She's been very easy. You know, it's not too late. We could still have one of our own.
Oh, Richard, don't spoil everything.
No, I'm serious. The boys are growing up. If I could persuade Inga to get a job, even part-time, then I could pay her less and we'd manage somehow. I'd help. You know I would.
I had no idea it still meant so much to you. I was hoping you'd gone off the idea.
Oh, it could be wonderful. Just think what we could make between us, you and me.
Richard, it was always too late, even in the beginning. I wish you could accept that. The people you love most aren't always the people you have children with. I really value being grown up and free with you, not tied up with children like string. You've had the boys, and I've had Sally. And when we met, there was just the two of us. Can't you see how important that is? To be just two grown-up people who love each other. Not parents together, not tied down and responsible, just lovers.
Not lovers very often.
Well, we get tired, we work too hard.
We could change that.
Yes, we could. Why don't we? Do you remember?
Yes.
On the floor of the studio?
Yes.
When I came, you put your hand over my mouth so as we wouldn't wake Sally.
I remember. When Elizabeth took me to your show, I felt I recognized you. You were the woman I'd been waiting for all my life. The woman who didn't really need me. The woman who could manage without me. I had to have you. I'd have died without you.
I never thought you'd leave Inga. I thought, well, he's a good man. And I want a good man. I thought I'd be lonely forever. You know, we don't have to go straight home.
Just like old times.
Yes.
I must talk to Inga. You shouldn't have to do stuff like this for money just because she's so lazy.
What?
I didn't mean it like that. I mean, you're doing it brilliantly. Just that I know you hate it and I feel it's all my fault. If I could get Inga off her backside, you could get on with your real work.
How would you know what's
real? That's real. That's anger, in case you can't tell. And don't flatter your tiny little self that anything to do with my work is your fault. It's my own bloody fault for marrying such an asshole as you.
Yes! Darling, I'm sorry. What a lovely surprise. Come on up. Come on in. Sorry I sounded so grumpy, but everything was going really well for once.
I'm disturbing you.
No nonsense. I'm delighted to see you. It's just that I got a fresh corpse in the jacuzzi, and you know how distracting that can be.
Well, no, but I can imagine.
Feel tense. You all right?
Yeah, of course. I've got my A-level grades.
And we're celebrating. Have a drink.
Oh, you don't know what they are yet? I might fail.
Don't be absurd. I have the utmost confidence in you.
2 B's and an A.
There you are. There you are. I'd have got champagne if I'd have known, but I have got you. Present.
Thank you. You've bought me so many lovely things.
It's just a little something to add to your collection. Aren't you going to open it?
Yeah, of course. It's lovely.
I can always change it.
No, I love it. It's beautiful.
I thought you could wear it with those trousers or that little black skirt that I got you next time we go out for dinner.
Yeah.
Aren't you going to try it on?
Can I do that later?
Yeah, of course. Well, here's to you, my love. My loss is Sussex's gain.
Felix, I've got to talk to you. There is just a chance that I might be pregnant. Please say something.
I can't believe you're serious.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I know that you must be very shocked, and I was too, but I've had time to get used to it.
But you're on the pill. I mean, we talked about this right at the beginning.
I know. I'm sorry.
I trusted you. You weren't a virgin. You knew the score.
Felix.
I can't believe this is happening. I mean, what did you do? For Christ's sake, did you throw up? The bloody thing's meant to be 100% reliable, isn't it? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just... It's the shock. I'm sorry, my darling. Don't worry, my poor little one. We'll think of something. Now, you said there was... You said there was just a chance.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet. But I've done 2 pregnancy tests at home, and they were positive both times.
Dear God.
But they're not always right. Positive can mean negative, but negative can't mean positive. I mean, I think that's right.
Have you seen a doctor?
No, not yet. I can't face it.
I just don't understand how it happened.
I forgot.
What?
When we were in Cambridge, I left my pills in the other bag. And Richard was giving me a lift, and I was in such a rush.
Why didn't you tell me?
I couldn't. I don't know. I felt silly. It would have spoiled everything.
Oh, and this isn't spoiling everything?
I know. I'm
Jesus, what goes on in your head?
It was supposed to be romantic. It was our special weekend. I didn't know that you'd be so angry. And when you talked about Elizabeth not being able to have children, you sounded sad.
Now, look, you're not saying you did this bloody stupid thing
No,
on purpose,
of course
because
I'm
if
not.
you
I
did...
didn't.
Look, Sally. You know I love you, and of course it's a miracle you getting pregnant when I always wanted children, but Elizabeth's having the menopause and you're going to Sussex. I mean, for Christ's sake, we can't do this. Think what it would mean. Richard and Helen would go berserk. We'd ruin everyone's life. I mean, you must see that. I mean, I'm thinking of you. What's best for you?
It's not as if I meant to hit her. I mean, I didn't go round there with the deliberate intention of beating her up. It was nothing like that. I just wanted to talk to her.
I know. Did you find her very difficult to talk to?
I always seem to end up losing my temper, yeah. I mean, I only went round there to try and talk her out of getting a divorce, and I end up hitting her. Don't make sense.
So you weren't really taking the injunction seriously?
I knew I wasn't supposed to go round there and, what do they call it? Molest her. That's a laugh. But I thought if I just wanted to talk, I mean, I can't believe they can stop me going round my own house. I'm still paying the mortgage, for God's sake. She's been off on holiday. I haven't seen the kids for a month. I can't afford to run 2 bleeding homes, can I?
Well, nobody can, not really.
And now I've got to come and see you. Mind you, I don't mind that. I thought I would when they said I had to, but I don't. It's all right. Funny that.
Do you think there's a chance you might drop the divorce if you play your cards right?
Not really. Oh, I try and fool myself there is. She got this other bloke. No, she means it all right.
Is that why you want to hit her?
It's the kids, I think. I mean, we tried everything. Marriage guidance, the lot, you name it. But at the end of the day, she's got the kids and she's got the house, and that bloke's gonna move in with her. I'm paying the mortgage and I'm in a bedsit. She's got it all her own way and there's nothing I can do about it. I'd like to kill her.
Richard's late.
Yeah, he's having money talks with Inga. Never works, but he does like to keep trying.
So he won't be home for a while.
Well, it could be any time, but she'll keep him as long as she can.
Poor Richard. She doesn't give up, does she?
Are you looking for something to do? You could peel some onions if you don't mind crying.
Mum, can I talk to you? You're gonna hate it.
God, I'm sorry.
Oh, what the hell? I don't care if I never see Traviata again. You were the one who couldn't live without going to see that fat girl shrieking her head off. I'm only the one who bought the tickets, and they cost an arm and a leg.
I'll go and change. I'll be very quick. We can still make...
Christ! What does it matter? I'll put up with anything, won't I?
God. I'm sorry I forgot. I've had a perfectly awful day.
Well, so have I. You might think about me for a change. It wouldn't kill you.
I've been sitting in the office for hours, just trying to decide what to do. I lost all sense of time. The fact is, I don't know how to tell you this. I think the book is so bad I've decided to scrap it and start all over again. Go on. Let's go and hear that fat cow sing.
I just can't believe it after all I've said to you about contraception.
I know. You don't deserve this. You've always been so modern.
It doesn't sound too good.
No, you've been great. You know what I mean. I should have been more careful. I know that. I've let you down, haven't I?
Is it Chris?
No. I finished with him ages ago.
Oh, I thought you might have made it up. Then who is it? I mean, I knew there was someone. You've been out such a lot and so happy. God, I don't believe this. Have I met him?
No, can't we just talk about it without names? It's just someone. Can't we leave it like that? He wants me to have an abortion, and I'm not sure. That's why I want to talk to you.
But I have to know who he is.
But why? What difference does it make?
Oh, come on, Sally. It takes two people to get into a mess like this. How can I help you if I don't know who it is? And then what am I going to say to Richard?
Nothing. Please, you mustn't tell Richard. I don't want him to know.
That's impossible.
No, it's easy. Promise me.
For God's sake, who is it? This is ridiculous.
Wait, you'd rather not know, honestly.
Look, are you ashamed of him? Look, you're making me very nervous.
No, I love him. All right, then, if you must know. It's Felix.
Isn't that going to be rather messy?
It's all right, Mum, don't mind.
She said we could.
Yeah, but it's going to ruin the carpet.
It's all right, it's not your carpet.
No, I'm only the one that has to pay for it.
It's all right. We can always clean it. Anyway, Mum doesn't care about carpet much. She has other priorities.
Yeah, well, where is she? I can't hang around all evening.
She won't be long. She only gone down the off licence. Said she couldn't face seeing you without a drink.
Well, I think she wanted to offer you one. You know what she's like.
She drinks too much, actually. We can't stop her. It's because she's depressed. Those pills she gets from the doctor sort of make her worse. It's like they don't mix with the booze.
If you could come round a bit more often, she might cut down.
I think she's just lonely. Do our best to cheer her up. We can't really manage it.
Yeah, and we're out a lot.
Be all right if she had another bloke, but she hasn't. Not yet, anyway.
I said you wouldn't like it.
I'd rather you'd been raped by a perfect stranger.
Thanks a lot.
Why, Felix, for God's sake? You've known him all your life. He's more than twice your age. You know he screws around and Elizabeth's nearly off her head with misery.
No, I know you don't like him, but he is not.
What? What isn't he? You just tell me one good thing about him and I'll try to believe you.
I don't know what to do.
Darling. I don't think you've got much choice.
Why not?
Oh, Sally, you're going to university next month. You can't possibly have a baby now, especially not by Felix.
People do have babies at college.
Not if they have any sense they don't. Look, it is bloody hard work being a single parent and it doesn't go with studying. I've done it. I know what it's like.
But I thought you might help me.
I am helping you. I am begging you not to do it. Oh, God, I love you so much. I'd die for you. I just wish that for once you understand that I know what is best for you. Look, you're 18. You can do what you like. If you don't want to listen to me, I can't force you. God help me. But I promise you, you are the person I love most in this world. Believe me, you are too young to have a baby now, and Felix is the wrong man. It will change your whole life, and Elizabeth is bound to find out. It will break her heart.
I could go away.
I don't believe this. Go away where?
I don't know. I can go away to college at first. I mean, it's not due till April, and then maybe I can stay with Dad for a bit.
That is crazy. You haven't seen him since you were 3.
I know, but at least if I went away, Elizabeth wouldn't know. I don't want to hurt her. She's nice. I can see why Felix doesn't want her to find out. It'd be very upsetting at her age, especially when she couldn't have any children. But don't you see, that's probably why he's talking about abortion. If I went away and she never knew, it might be all right. He might calm down. I just think he's in a panic. if I could do it without upsetting Elizabeth, then it might all be different. I think he might be quite pleased. I mean, after all, this is his only chance to have a baby.
But Felix never wanted children.
He did. He told me he was very upset when Elizabeth couldn't have any.
Sally, I am sorry, but he has been lying to you. It was the other way around. Elizabeth wanted children and Felix wouldn't let her have them. He couldn't face the competition.
You are lying. You are lying because you hate him.
Yes, I would do that if I had to. Anything in order to stop you ruining your life. Only in this case, I do not have to. It is the truth.
No, why would he lie to me?
Sally, I have sat with her while she's cried about it. It is a huge grief.
I don't believe you. I am frightened of abortion.
Look, I know it sounds horrible. And it's never very pleasant, but nowadays it is safe and it is painless. It is the lesser of two evils, believe me, and you will get over it.
How do you know?
I was pregnant when your father left me. There was no way I could bring up two children on my own. It was very sad, but I never regretted it. You were the child I wanted.
But I want this one.
You may think you do now, but that's just part of being in love. And it will pass.
Helen, can I get you...
Oh, Felix, for Christ's sake.
Sorry, it's just a habit.
I'd like to kill you.
Yes, I can imagine. I can't begin to tell you how sorry I am.
She says she wants to have it, but I'm going to persuade her to have an abortion, and I think you should pay for it.
Yes, of course. That's the least I can do.
How polite. We could be talking about theatre tickets. I imagined we'd be in agreement. You don't want to risk upsetting that cozy little marriage of yours, so I'm going to do all the dirty work, and my daughter's going to risk her life and bleed, and all you have to do is sign the check.
Oh, come on, Helen. That's hardly fair. You'd be appalled if I left Elizabeth and ran off with Sally and let her have the baby. And we both know it's not like the bad old days. Okay, it can't be pleasant, but abortion nowadays is just about as safe and hygienic as they can make it.
As far as you know, you don't have to find out, do you?
It's hardly my fault. It's biology. And I don't believe that Sally is risking her life. You wouldn't let her, and neither would I.
What would you do instead?
It's a safe operation, Helen. If they do it early enough, and this is early, isn't it? I'm sorry. Of course I am. I'm very, very sorry. But she took a risk without telling me, and there was nothing I could do.
I see. You get my daughter pregnant, and then you tell me it's her fault.
That's not what I said. We both wanted to have an affair, and she told me it was safe.
Of course. That makes it all right. She talked you into it.
Well, I didn't rape her.
You're a shit, Felix. All you had to do was to leave her alone.
I know.
She doesn't want me to tell Richard. She's protecting your pathetic little friendship. Well, I'd love to tell him. The only reason I'm not going to is that he doesn't approve of abortion. After that client of his killed herself, he's not too keen on adoption either. Besides, we can't be sure Sally could bear to part with the baby once she's had it, and there's no way I'm going to help her bring up a child of yours.
No, I can see that. Well, that just about covers everything.
I hope you know just how much I loathe you.
Yes, I think so.
You can't help being a mediocre writer, but you could try to be a decent person.
I do love Sally, as it happens. I don't expect you to believe that. I hope that makes you feel better.
I hope you get cancer, Felix. I hope you die very slowly, in great pain, and as soon as possible.
Helen! Fancy seeing you. Oh, he's not here. But you will come in, won't you? Yes, now you know what I'm getting for Christmas.
Hello, Marcia. Sorry for dropping in on you like this, but I need to talk to Carey about Sally, and I tried ringing you, but they told me your phone had been disconnected.
Has it? Oh, I don't use it much. Well, I don't get the time, not with this lot. I suppose he didn't pay the bill. I do remind him, but you know what he's like. Oh, do come in, Helen. It's lovely to see you after all this time. You're looking ever so well. How's the painting going?
I won't come in, thanks, Marcia, but it's all the same. I'm in a bit of a hurry, but if you could just ask Carey to ring me and tell him it's urgent.
Oh, I'm sorry, love. He's in Brighton. He's away all week.
Well, could you give me his number?
I don't think he has one. Well, he probably has, but he hasn't given it to me. I expect he's up to his old tricks. Well, you can't really blame him, can you? Not with me in this state. I've got his address, if that's any good. Only he doesn't answer letters, does he?
Not unless he's changed out of all recognition.
Shall I get it for you?
Thanks.
Oh, yeah. Here it is, love. Oh, I do wish you'd come in. Come and have a cup of tea. I could do with a chat.
No, I'm sorry, Marcia, I can't. Perhaps another time. Thanks for your help.
Well, wish me luck, won't you?
I do, believe me.
This is definitely the last one. Mind you, we said that the last time.
Hello?
Hello. Must be in a time warp.
Sibelius sounded okay.
Yeah, it still works. What are you doing here?
I'll tell you over a drink. Marcia was very cheerful.
She likes being pregnant.
Just as well, really.
You look wonderful. God, what a mess. I wish I knew what to say.
Oh, I wasn't expecting an instant solution.
It's just too big a thing to do on my own without talking to anyone.
Well, Helen, I'm sorry. I wish I'd been there.
You're here now.
Are you blaming me? Is it all my fault for buggering off?
I wouldn't put it like that. It's just that I thought, well, if she had her own father around, maybe she mightn't have found Felix so attractive.
Well, I thought Richard was meant to be the perfect stepfather.
He's wonderful. They get on very well, but it's not the same. I don't know, Carey. Maybe she needed you, maybe she didn't. I just feel alone with the problem. I wanted to share it with you.
I did mean to keep in touch. It wasn't easy. You were pretty angry with me at
Yes, I was.
I found it very painful, you know. And seeing you both and then going away afterwards, you made it so clear you didn't need me.
Sally needed you.
I didn't have much to offer her then.
Well, how about now? I just had this wild idea that maybe one more baby in your household just wouldn't be noticed.
My God.
Yes, well, it was just an idea. I say my heart rather sank when I saw Marcia. 4 does seem a lot more than 3.
It does to me, too. Can't Sally just have it adopted?
What if she doesn't want to when it comes to the point, and I get stuck with it? I'm not going to have Felix's child in my house.
As bad as that?
He's a pig. I hope his cock drops off.
You said that to me once.
Did I? Don't remember. Well, it obviously didn't work, did it? Can't be a very efficient witch. Oh, God. If only I could turn the clock back. Oh. God, you feel wonderful. You feel so soft. I keep reminding myself how flimsy you are inside.
Oh, you don't do a lot for my morale.
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, yes, you do. You know, I'd really like to see Sally again. Can I?
Yes, wish you would. She's going to need someone. I thought she's going to go off me in a big way when this is all over, but it's a chance I'll have to take.
So that's sure you're right.
Yes, I am.
I hate the thought of her having an abortion.
So do I. She'll get over it. She'll grieve for a couple of months and blame me, but that's all right. What she won't get over is a lifetime with Felix's child.
When you kicked me out,
When you left me,
and we split up, I thought you were pregnant again.
so did I. But I wasn't.
I'd have come back if you had been.
Didn't want you back. Well, only like this.
Just wanted you to know.
Thank you. I think I did know, really.
I talked to Marcia. And maybe we could foster that child or something. In like a kind of halfway house.
Thanks, I'd appreciate that, but only as a last resort. Oh, I better be getting my clothes.
You happy with him?
Yes. We suit each other. We have a good life. It's warm and friendly and peaceful. His ex-wife is a pain in the ass, but that's the only snag.
You haven't said anything about love.
And we love each other.
So you're not even slightly bored? I'm bored with Marcia.
Well, you were bored with me, too.
Too young. Could have worked if we'd been older. Richer.
Dad.
Well, Sally, you're definitely pregnant. About 8 weeks. How do you feel about it? Take your time.
Don't think we've got a lot of time.
That's the mistake everyone makes, and it's only natural. But this is a very important decision. If she's going ahead, then we've got all the time in the world. And if she isn't, we can still take a few days, even a few weeks, if need be, to make sure that we're doing the right thing. It's vital that we should. Sally, why don't you go home and think about it? Come back next week on your own, and we'll have another chat.
Good eye.
Look, the father is a married man, a family friend. He's got a childless, menopausal wife who adores him. She's going to be heartbroken when she finds out. And Sally starts university in October. This is going to ruin her life.
I know it's very difficult. These things always are. But it's still Sally's decision. I mean, you and I might think she'd be crazy to have a baby now, but it's still up to her. There's always adoption. There's a great shortage of babies. It'd be very easy to arrange.
Look, are you anti-abortion? Because if you are, just tell us and we'll go somewhere else. I have a right to do that.
Of course you have. And I'm not anti-abortion at all. I recommend lots of my patients to have terminations. Often it's the best solution. But only if that's what they really want. And I'm not sure that Sally's made up her mind yet. Have you, Sally?
I think I should have an abortion, really.
Why?
Because it's the sensible thing. I can't look after a baby, and I'm going to college, and it will cause all sorts of problems.
Do you want the baby?
Oh, for God's sake.
I don't know.
Come back next week. I have to be sure that you really want a termination and not just to please your mother.
Well, that's that.
We can go back next week, he said so.
Don't be ridiculous. He won't possibly believe you now.
Yes, he will, if I'm convincing.
No, he won't. He'll just think I'm pushing you into it.
Well, aren't you?
Look, if you really want this baby, why don't you talk to Richard about it? He'll make sure you have it. In fact, I don't know why you didn't talk to him in the first place instead of me.
No, I don't know either, except I didn't want him to be angry with Felix.
Well, it's possible you don't want to have the baby, but you'd rather blame me for making the decision.
I just want time to think about it. Dr. Walcott said I could have a week, and I want to talk to Felix again.
Come see how good I'm in no fit state to drive.
I'm sorry. I messed it up, didn't I? I didn't know what to say. I couldn't think fast enough.
Don't blame me if you want it. That's what I'm here for.
I'm sorry, but Helen is right.
You really don't want it?
No, it would have been wonderful, but you're going to Sussex, and Elizabeth won't be terribly hurt.
I could go away. I mean, nobody would know. My father might help me, and when I finish college, I can get a job, and you can come visit me and the baby.
It's a fantasy. It's just not practical.
So you want me to kill it instead?
That's not the way to look
No,
at
it's
it.
practical. That's the way it feels. I am frightened. Mum says that Elizabeth wanted children, but you wouldn't let her have any. Is that true? We're finished, aren't we?
No. No, we'll get through this. I'll come down to Sussex. It'll be all right, I promise you.
You really didn't mean any of it, did you? All those things you said, it was just a game.
I love you, Sally. Nothing has changed. we can't have a baby, and I never said we could.
Well, I'm going to have a bath and an early night.
Oh, I've almost finished this lot.
No hurry. Night, Sally.
Richard,
Mm-hmm.
I'm nothing.
No, go on.
All those reports. There's a lot of people in trouble.
No more than usual. You've been very quiet lately. Anything the matter?
No. I've just got cold feet about Sussex, that's all.
Well, it's bound to feel a bit strange at first, but I'm sure you're going to love it.
Yeah, I do hope so.
And don't forget, it's only an hour on the train. Anytime you want to come home, day or night, I can be at Victoria in 10 minutes.
Thank you. I'll remember that.
Are you really sure?
Yeah.
Only I did feel your mum was leaning on you a bit, and that's just not on.
No. I've made up my mind.
Yes?
It's going to be Friday. You can pay the money into my bank account. Don't visit, don't phone or send flowers or anything stupid like that. Just take Richard out for the evening because I need as long as possible to get us settled. Can you manage that?
Yes.
Very smart in here. It's like a hotel. Did you make him pay for all this?
Don't you think you should?
Yeah, I suppose so. Everyone's being so nice to me. Never imagined it'd be like this.
Why not?
Don't know. Seems wrong somehow. And the whole thing seems wrong.
Be ever so, sweetheart, and you're going to be fine.
I could still change my mind, couldn't I? Right up until the last minute. Don't worry, I'm not going to. I know when I'm beaten.
Stop punishing yourself, sir.
Could you leave me now, please? So I haven't got much more time. Please, it's all right.
We'll miss her. It's going to be an awful wrench.
Yes, of course.
She's been such a joy. Still wish we had one of our own, but I couldn't persuade Helen. Maybe it's for the best. She really wants to concentrate on her work.
She's never been very interested in children, has she? Those pictures of hers have always struck me as being rather sterile.
I think they're beautiful.
Beautiful and sterile, perhaps.
No, you can't get away with that. She's a good painter. So unfair she can't give all her time to it. I had another go at Inga the other day, but it didn't do any good. And the boys gave me a hard time. She's got them well trained. I don't know. Maybe you're better off without kids. You can't get it right, whatever you do. Helen and Sally have been very moody lately. I think they're dreading the separation. How's your little friend in Cambridge?
Oh, it's all over. I'm afraid ended in tears. Had to get out fast.
You're lucky you can walk away. I have to go on seeing Inga no matter how miserable she is.
You'd soon put a smile on her face. Just screw her every now and then. That's all she wants.
No, it's more than that. She wants me back. Besides, I couldn't be unfaithful to Helen.
Screwing your ex-wife hardly counts. It's more like therapy.
Well, I couldn't do it anyway. I wouldn't want to. Could you make love to Elizabeth if you got divorced?
Why not? Only I've no intention of getting divorced. Whatever for?
If you fell in love for once.
But I do that all the time. That's when you really need to stay married. You're such a romantic, Richard. I'm a realist.
I had a client the other day who wanted to kill his ex-wife. And I really identified with him.
Is Inga still as beautiful as ever?
I suppose so. I don't really see her anymore. I just see problems.
You always marry such beautiful women.
Well, don't pretend that you envy me. Look at the problems I've got. You wouldn't change places, would you?
You really think I lead a charmed life?
Maybe I want to. Anyway, don't you?
I've been feeling rather old lately.